resource plan with some of the commissioners and the corporation. So in our case, if we want to sum up in order to allow the other program to, the most important component of the program to proceed, we want to say that the police, working with the other security agencies under the auspices of the National Election Security Task Force, we are ready. We're ready, and we've been ready for years, because we have institutionalized and mainstream election security for the first time in the history of this country, where elections are not seen as events, but as a process in a circular form, where the end of one is the beginning of the other. And this has led to a situation where, with all the elections we've had since we re-strategized and came out with this approach towards the management of election security, all the elections that we've had for the past almost 3 years has been so peaceful, be it internal elections of the parties across the constituency to region to national, as well as the selection of their parliamentary candidates and their presidential candidates, has been historic in terms of the nature of security provided and the results in terms of how value-free these elections have been. That is one other indication that shows our readiness, working in concert as security forces, and also working in concert with other stakeholders, and more important, with the Ghanaian who is patriotic, wanting to see the country continue to be at its risk. The other thing is also, if you have monitored, is our ability to look at every by-election as a national election, except that it is happening in just the constituency. Because anytime these elections were happening in the past, we were all over the place having instances of one violence or the other, damaging our electoral processes, as well as putting the beauty of our country, which is seen as a beacon of hope in a sub-region and across Africa, putting it in danger. We've been able, working with this new concept, work out in such a way that all these by-elections have passed in a manner that has gone to win the hearts and minds of everybody involved, and also brought a lot of credit to the country that we call our home. More importantly, this whole idea of seeing that election as just a national election, except that it's one constituency, is because, like we said in the past, if it is localized, as we've said time without number, if an international match is being played, you don't send local team to go and face an international match. So if election is being happening in one constituency, and every person related to a political party goes there to work, we cannot see why we should leave the security of the space to a district commander or a divisional commander, and then the next hour you hear there is violence and we should bring reinforcement. We would rather be proactive, and if we want to be even very strong, we say that we'll be more proactive and ensure that we provide sufficient security and take it at the scale of national than making it a local thing for it to create a problem. And this is what I've also seen us through with all the peaceful processes that we have. When we come to 2024 elections, what you are saying is another milestone in terms of the quality of security that we've been providing. It's all about ensuring that there is a clear de-escalation mindset. People will have confusion, agitations, but in the midst of all that, we need to be very professional and make sure that at the end of the day, we are able to calm nerves and make sure that we settle issues among the few parties in a way that will rather make them united than go with another level of professional attitude that will take away the peace that exists within those communities. So if you have looked at it carefully, where we need to act tough, we do act tough. Where we need to be very de-escalating in terms of mindset, because there hasn't been any violence beyond what is reasonable, we do that and ensure that the people are, even at the end of our engagement with them, you see them sharing food, sharing water, and you keep asking yourself, weren't these same people who were at the throat of each other just a minute or two ago? So if you are not professionally trained and you don't see with a professional eye, you'll be rushing to making judgment. Why has the police not done A and done B? Police are using weapons, and the weapons have something in it that can cause harm. So before you resort to these things, you must make sure that you have a justification for doing what it is that has been done. So if it doesn't call for it, you will not get it. If it calls for it, you will tell it. And that is a message you also want to send to the good people of this country, for them to be at peace with themselves, individually and collectively, and be assured that we are on top of the game. Where we need to act soft, we will act soft. Where we need to act tough, we will act tough. Because Ghana, whether it's our beloved motherland or fatherland, belongs to all of us. We all have equal share. And looking at how much even of our time that has been spent, we have little left of it to live around here. We should rather consider the little ones we brought forth, that we call our children,